1. A law enforcement instructor is preparing candidates for the FrontLine national test. Which curriculum design approach best supports adult learners preparing for situational judgment scenarios? A. Lecture-based delivery of all legal codes. B. Scenario-based simulations with facilitated group discussion. C. Rote memorization of test questions. D. Self-directed study without structure. 2. A mentor observes that a recruit struggles with the video-based portion of the FrontLine national test. What mentoring technique would be most effective? A. Provide written instructions only. B. Reassign the recruit to another coach. C. Offer targeted video debrief sessions with guided reflection. D. Increase pressure by adding more timed practice tests. 3. When evaluating a candidate's verbal reasoning skill, which strategy aligns with adult learning and evaluation best practices? A. Timed spelling tests. B. Practice essays without feedback. C. Peer-reviewed oral scenarios with structured scoring rubrics. D. Vocabulary drills unrelated to public safety. 4. A police academy curriculum designer wants to improve FrontLine test preparation. What adult learning strategy should they prioritize? A. Passive content delivery through videos. B. Embedding real-life community interaction scenarios. C. Avoiding practice questions to reduce stress. D. Requiring textbook summaries. 5. A training officer needs to evaluate recruits' ethical decision-making as part of test preparation. What is the most effective assessment method? A. Multiple-choice quizzes on ethics definitions. B. Essay writing on law enforcement history. C. Situational judgment exercises with peer discussion. D. Timed vocabulary assessments. 6. To comply with legal training standards, a FrontLine national test preparation program must include A. Unstructured peer study groups. B. Documented learning objectives and evaluation criteria. C. Only physical readiness drills. D. Daily motivational quotes. 7. An instructor notices some adult learners are disengaged during group communication drills. What should be adjusted to improve engagement? A. Make the sessions longer. B. Allow learners to select roles based on their interests and strengths. C. Remove team-based activities entirely. D. Focus on written drills only. 8. A communication module in a FrontLine prep course should focus on A. Passive listening skills only. B. Filling out department forms accurately. C. Active listening, conflict resolution, and command presence. D. Legal codes unrelated to the test. 9. Which curriculum development method best ensures alignment with the FrontLine national test competencies? A. Use last year's generic academy curriculum. B. Mirror test domains with job-specific tasks and assessments. C. Focus only on academic knowledge. D. Let learners choose topics randomly. 10. A mentor wants to increase trainee retention in a high-stress FrontLine prep program. Which method is most effective? A. Weekly stress tests. B. Encouraging journaling and providing emotional support strategies. C. Avoiding emotional topics. D. Group punishment for poor performance. 11. A recruit complains that the course is too theoretical. To address this using adult learning principles, the instructor should A. Add more detailed reading assignments. B. Incorporate hands-on scenarios that reflect real job duties. C. Require group memorization sessions. D. Remove all theory-based content. 12. What is the most valid way to measure a candidate's ability to handle conflict resolution under pressure? A. Ask them to define conflict resolution. B. Have them write an essay about conflict in the workplace. C. Simulate a tense public interaction scenario with debriefing. D. Use a spelling quiz focused on conflict-related terms. 13. Which of the following demonstrates regulatory compliance in test preparation documentation? A. Anecdotal reports from instructors. B. A list of trainee complaints. C. Clear records of assessments, feedback, and course completion. D. Verbal agreements with staff. 14. What strategy ensures effective communication instruction for diverse frontline test candidates? A. Use only English language materials. B. Focus on police radio code memorization. C. Include multilingual practice scenarios where possible. D. Avoid language instruction to save time. 15. A training officer wants to evaluate emotional intelligence as it applies to the test. What method is most appropriate? A. Written personality inventories. B. Role-play scenarios involving community interactions. C. Memorizing EQ definitions. D. Physical fitness testing. 16. What is the best way to build cultural competency into a frontline test prep program? A. Assign textbook readings about cultural theory. B. Deliver lectures on international policing. C. Use real-world community interaction role plays with diverse actors. D. Focus exclusively on procedural law. 17. A mentor wants to encourage initiative among trainees. What approach supports this goal? A. Strict scheduling with no flexibility. B. Autonomy in selecting practice modules aligned with test areas. C. Limiting decision-making opportunities. D. Only group-led sessions with no individual activities. 18. An instructor is reviewing the program's effectiveness. What evaluation model should be used to assess impact on job performance? A. Kirkpatrick's model, focusing on behavior and results levels. B. SWOT analysis of the department. C. Budget variance analysis. D. Staff rotation logs. 19. What is the most effective feedback technique after mock frontline interviews? A. Delayed written summaries 2 weeks later. B. Group debriefs that highlight specific performance examples. C. Generic praise without context. D. Avoid feedback to reduce stress. 20. How should communication drills be adapted for learners with varying literacy levels? A. Standardize all reading at a college level. B. Offer both visual and verbal communication role plays. C. Limit learners with low literacy to observation only. D. Remove speaking components. 21. What mentoring behavior supports ethical development for public safety recruits? A. Model defensiveness when challenged. B. Share personal shortcuts to beat the system. C. Demonstrate integrity and respect for all community members. D. Encourage rule bending for efficiency. 22. To develop team leadership for test success, a mentor should A. Assign the same team leader for every activity. B. Rotate leadership roles with reflection on performance. C. Discourage leadership to avoid conflict. D. Let the instructor control all team decisions. FrontLine National. The FrontLine National tests are standardized, job-relevant assessments designed specifically for entry-level law enforcement positions. Developed by ergometrics, these tests evaluate critical skills necessary for public safety work, including situational judgment, report writing, reading comprehension, and human interaction abilities. The test is structured into video-based scenarios and written components, simulating real-life situations officers face on duty. FrontLine is used by police departments and correctional agencies across the U.S. to ensure candidates possess the essential competencies for effective performance and decision-making. It also serves as a fair and validated tool aligned with legal and regulatory standards in the hiring process. Here are the top 5 beneficial uses of the sample exam. 1. Candidate screening. The FrontLine National tests offer law enforcement agencies a reliable, validated method for identifying candidates with the critical thinking, communication, and decision-making skills required for public safety roles. 2. Job readiness evaluation. These tests simulate real-world policing scenarios, helping agencies assess whether applicants can effectively respond to the challenges of the job before entering field training. 3. Standardized hiring. FrontLine provides a consistent, legally defensible process for comparing applicants across multiple jurisdictions, ensuring fairness and compliance with employment regulations. 4. Training needs assessment. Results from the test help departments pinpoint specific areas where recruits may need additional support, allowing for targeted training and mentorship. 5. Workforce quality improvement. By filtering in well-suited candidates, the test supports long-term improvements in performance, professionalism, and public trust within law enforcement teams.